My video for November the 22nd, 2018, video number 2915, is entitled, A Thanksgiving Day We'd All Remember, If Only. Thanksgiving Day is a national holiday celebrated in Canada, the United States, some of the Caribbean islands, and Liberia. It began as a day of giving thanks for the blessing of the harvest and of the preceding year. Similarly named festival holidays occur in Germany and Japan. With all the promises of Donald Trump to drain the swamp, as he pledged in his campaign for president of US Inc., I do realize that such an undertaking requires time to line up the ducks, or should we call them turkeys. What the swamp creatures actually are is vultures. They prey on the weak, vulnerable, and nearly dead. I'd like to think the cabal is nearly dead, but I guess that's not realistic at this point. The archdemon, George Soros, is still financing mayhem, if he can get away with it as he has in the past. As for me, I am thankful for being able to live my life simply and have the things I actually need. I'm grateful that I can still make my daily videos. I'm happy for my friends, old and new, who stick with me as I try my best to make whatever difference I can in making the world better and all people more aware. If only I could see more evidence of real changes, I'd not only be thankful, I'd be ecstatic with joy. Indeed, I would be ecstatic with joy. I have been waiting since 2011, 2012 to see not changes I could believe in, but actual changes that would shift humanity's status from being ignorant slaves to actually becoming empowered human beings with talents, gifts, and abilities restored so that we could bring the changes to this world and to our lives that are so necessary and so worthwhile. And yet we continue to live lives with less than what we could have if there was even distribution of the resources of the world. And if our leaders were actually examples of human beings that have benevolent attitudes and altruistic feelings and demeanor, not just demeanor, but their actual actions, our actual actions would be to make life heaven on earth as much as possible. We can't make decisions for other people. We can't turn people around at will. And yet some of the elite seem to think that they can, and they seem to get away with it far too many times. I want to be a thankful person. I want to be a happy person. I have moments of happiness, but I have periods of mourning. I have a good friend that just lost her mom. Her mom has been struggling for a long time and has had Alzheimer's, and many people I know are going through situations like that, and it's challenging. But life is challenging here on this planet as some of us anyway, try to wake up ourselves and help others wake up and try to do the best we can to make a difference. I've always wanted to make a difference. I've always believed that I was born to help bring the kingdom of heaven to earth. I've thought that since I was a little kid. And it's evident that what my parents did before I was even conceived impacted the actual course my life would take in the years ahead. Now 72 years have come and gone in my life, and I'm still waiting for the real change. I'm still wanting the period of real Thanksgiving where we can celebrate in the streets and dance for joy. That finally, at last, this element of demonic influence has been brought to a place where it can no longer have such a widespread effect on so many people around the world. I want freedom, not just for the countries that were named that celebrate Thanksgiving or days or holidays like Thanksgiving, but I'd like the entire world to be able to be uplifted, and all humans and every nation and every part of the world to be empowered to actually live the kind of lives that would benefit our friends and our family and ourselves and people that we don't even meet, that we don't even know. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everyone, if every child that was born could have a realistic hope of actually being able to contribute something positive to the benefit of all people, that we could all live in, not necessarily luxury. I don't care about luxury. Like the elite, they live in luxury, but is it really? I mean, they have these big castles and drive these fancy cars and other things, but is that really something that I would aspire to? Not really. I'm actually quite happy in my little small apartment here. I'm not discontent with the surroundings in which I live. Not at all. I'm grateful for it. But I'd like to see everyone have similar opportunities to have a roof over their head and food for to satisfy their physical needs and pure water, not fluoridated water, pure water to be able to drink and satisfy our thirst and to make our bodies alkaline as they would be if we were all healthy, because sickness can't exist except in an acidic environment. If we were alkaline, we'd get over that hump of constantly going to the doctor and taking prescriptions that only treat symptoms and don't make us well. I want wellness for all of us. And yes, eventually we might choose to want to go and come back again as somebody else. That's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But I'd like life to be meaningful for a much larger percentage of the population. In fact, the majority of the population of the world. I'd like to not see children born with debilitating diseases and be able to dream and actually work toward fulfilling dreams, not to get money, not to get power over others, but to actually be able to contribute to uplifting all of humanity. Am I a dreamer? Yes, indeed. I guess I am a dreamer. I've been a dreamer since I was a kid, and I'll be a dreamer probably until I die. And I'd like to have a Thanksgiving Day in my lifetime where we can actually celebrate peace on earth, where we can actually be able to reach out to each other with loving embraces and hold hands and sing and dance together and just feel the sheer joy of being alive instead of the dread and horror of living on a planet run by demonic charlatans. What a day of Thanksgiving it would be if we could end that nightmare and live the dream we all dream of peace on earth. Thank you for listening, and namaste.